if you can pan down on the bits, you're going to see everything I have is a snaffle. Everything I have is, so just the bit part if you want. Everything I have is a very simple snaffle, a very comfortable snaffle. Bits that feel really, really comfortable in the horse's mouth, okay? And so I know, I want to talk a little about this, guys. I know in the hunter tack rooms and the jumper tack rooms, you're going to have much harder bits. And some of them are twists, and some of them, you know, are Pelhams or Kimberwicks or bridles that give you a lot more power and strength. And I know for the jumping horses, sometimes that's necessary because your seat's out of the saddle. And so if you need, so you might need more strength for your bit because your seat's out of the saddle, so you can't really slow the horse down with your seat so much. Are we still okay? Okay, good. I know a lot of the Western people use harsher bits. I know a lot of them will use twists. They'll use double wires. They'll use all sorts of stronger, trying to pick and choose my adjectives so I'm politically correct. They use stronger bits. I get that. I get that. So in the hunter jumper world, I get that. In the Western world, I get that. I would really, 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 really like it if the Western trainers only used bits like this. That would make me so happy if we could eliminate any of the twists and any of the tougher bits. That would make me really happy. Okay, so let's talk about dressage bits, all right? So dressage bits, as best as you can, try to stay with the German training snaffles. This is a German training snaffle with a loose ring, meaning the ring slips, all right? This is standard dressage equipment. They're wonderful. When they created this, we called it a walnut in the middle. It's really fantastic because you can see how it sits on the horse's palate. It sits on the horse's palate and tongue really, really nicely. It's very, very comfortable. This is our most standard, wonderful dressage bit. All right, so let's roll back a little. When I'm teaching a horse how to steer, say I'm doing my first 30, 60, 90 days, I put them in either this, where's my jointed one? It's hidden, I'll get it. Or this, all right? I'll hold it up. Here's my other one, fabulous. Okay, so when I'm teaching, so Dressage 101, this is probably the bit you're gonna wanna end up using until you go to a double bridle, which happens as you're approaching Pre-St. George. Most people never get there, okay? That's the FEI levels, that's the international levels. German training snaffle. Here's another one. See this one? Here's another standard German training snaffle with a loose ring. Here's another one. Standard German training snaffle with a loose ring. Love it. When I'm training the youngsters, I like to put them in a Happy Mouth. Happy Mouth is a whole line of bits that came out, I don't know, I'm old, 20 years ago. And we love them, and all of us love them so much that Happy Mouth as a company made pretty much every damn bit you can imagine in a Happy Mouth. They look like this. So we definitely support Happy Mouths. We love them, and you can get pretty much any bit in a Happy Mouth. We love them. So when I'm starting a youngster and I really want them to like the bit, the Happy Mouths taste good, they feel good. I do start the horses in Happy Mouths, and I love the full cheeks. Here's another. I love the full cheeks when you're teaching a horse how to steer. They're really fantastic because they influence the whole side of the horse's mouth rather than just the mouth. And when you're teaching a horse how to steer, sometimes they don't quite get it. And if you use a bit like this, the ring ends up getting pulled through and into their mouths. Full cheek, it won't happen. When you start off a youngster, my very favorite bit is this one. So what they've done is they incorporated the full cheek with the happy mouth with the link in the middle. It doesn't get better than this. When you're starting a youngster, in my opinion, not only a youngster, when you're starting a horse, in my opinion, this is the best starting bit. They love them. Okay? Then if you want, if you need a little more, you can go to this full cheek. So this full cheek, as you can see, doesn't have the link in the middle. This is what I call an old-fashioned full cheek. It just has the single. So you can see the difference with how it hangs in their palate. See how much softer this one is? This link allows it to sit on their tongue, whereas this one pokes against the tongue. See? This gives you a lot more control. All right? A lot more leverage, because when you pull back, it points down on their tongue, whereas this one is the softest and the most lovely. All right? So you can go from this to this if you want. A lot of horses are really happy working in this. This is what I had on the pony Twirl, except for it was like this. Regular full cheek without the happy mouth part. Okay? So Twirl, you saw, here it is. Here's Twirl's hunter bridle. And you see he's just wearing a normal old-fashioned, I call them old-fashioned, full cheek with a single joint in the middle. I love them. They're wonderful. They don't have to be fat. The diameter, the width is perfectly fine. All right? So we've got your first starting off baby horse bit. Then, oops, then we can evolve if you want to this bit, perfectly fine. And then if you want, you can evolve to this bit, perfectly fine. And then if you're going to stay in the hunter world, or the jumper world, you can stay with this forever. Or you can go type B of the hunters, which is a D ring. I don't have any because I don't like the look of them. I don't have any Ds. I don't like the look of them. I much prefer a full cheek look. All right? If you're going to evolve into having a dressage type of horse, you'll probably want to go to a German training snaffle. Yeah. All right. This is for my big guy, my big draft guy. This is a simple, as I already told you, a simple full cheek, but it's a 6-inch, all right? So here's going to be helpful to you guys also. The standard horse, standard quarter horse, standard horse is going to wear a 5-inch. That measures from here to here, 5 inches, okay? When you order a bit, they're going to ask what size. 5-inch is standard. 5 1/4, 5 1/2 when you start getting into sort of the bigger mouthed horses, 6 inches for my big half draft horse, all right? Rarely will you need anything bigger than 6-inch. You get into the draft horse sizes. We don't need to. 6-inch, if you've got a big mouthed horse or a half draft, a 6-inch is going to suit you. All right? And then you can get into the prettier brow bands. You can see this is Dom's. So you went in with the prettier brow band. This is also a Cavison. This is another type of baby horse bit. Instead of going with the full cheek, you can go with the loose ring, all right? But don't forget that I'm really not using this bit much at all anymore because I'm so hooked on the full cheeks. Because you can see that if you have to pull hard enough laterally to the side, these rings will slip into their mouths. Whereas with this, you have no worries about that. Plus, it gives you much more stability. It really stabilizes the bit in the horse's mouth. I love them.